Hi, Facebook. We are coming to you live from Rythmia Life Advancement Center, located here in beautiful Guanacaste, Costa Rica. We are wrapping up another amazing week. It is sunny outside, and wow, wow, wow is all I can say. We had a full house this week. I think we had 93 or 94 guests. I had 2 of them sitting with me. Hi, Maiku. So happy to see you here. How are you today? Enjoying the sunshine, hopefully. Yeah, so another beautiful week, and it was incredible. Would you guys agree?
Amazing.
Amazing, transformative experience of my life.
Yeah, we had people here from all over. We had California all the way to Dubai and everywhere in between. And it is just so amazing seeing the transformation every single week. But especially this week, there was a lot of miracles happening. I love you guys too, Maiku. Say hi to Ingela for us. So yeah, so it is just incredible to have the honor and privilege to have Juan and Kareem here with us. And they are from California.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So just welcome. Thank you guys so much for coming to Rythmia.
It's our
Yeah,
honor to be
yes.
here. It's such an amazing week.
Such a beautiful experience.
It's going to last a lifetime.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, so we'll just let a few more people hop on. And so was it your first time in Costa Rica?
Second
Our
time.
second, actually.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we were here on vacation about 3 years ago, kind of with a couple of friends, just to explore, did some hiking, some zip lining, just exploring. And, you know, Costa Rica is just so beautiful. It's so much to see and do. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you guys are thinking about coming to Rythmia, you can also take advantage of some of the zip lining and volcano hiking and go see, you know, the sloths and everything on the excursions. So we are, you know, so happy to be here again. Just welcome everyone. If you're joining, please say hi. Tell us where you're joining from. So nice to see everyone hopping on. Yeah, so once again, welcome. We're going to talk about all the miracles that happened this week. These guys have had such a profound experience, and I just feel so honored to be able to see you guys in your transformation this week.
Thank you so much.
So beautiful. So yeah, so let's just go ahead and get started. So did you guys get here on Saturday or Sunday last week?
Sunday. Well, we got to Costa Rica on Saturday. We were staying at the hotel near the airport, and then we came Sunday.
Cool. Yeah. And so when you got here on Sunday, you drove into the property, you got to, you know, start your transformation. And Sunday night you had breath work.
Yes.
Yes.
How was that?
Oh, just absolutely amazing. Just physically, mentally, spiritually. I always just, I never knew how to breathe, honestly, until I feel like I finished this week. Just to fully expand my lungs and just kind of take in the oxygen that gives us life, and it just feels so absolutely beautiful to finally be able to like breathe, and to also just to cleanse ourselves with just the use of breath, and just to have such beautiful, profound physical and spiritual connection with Mother Earth. And
I've never experienced anything like that with just breathing, and I read a lot, so I just read a lot, and I know like science pretty well, like the body. I'm an ICU nurse, so it's just like I've never really thought about it too much. It's just a natural reaction that we have, and then we don't have to tell our body to do it; it just does it. But that night, I remember watching Aaron's videos and how, you know, like his hand reactions and how like things, and we were going through it, and all of a sudden I just felt it, and I felt bouts of joy sometimes, and just like emotion coming up, and I was like, whoa, this is not what I was expecting from breath work.
Yeah.
You know, because we were just like, oh, it's just breath, but it's pretty crazy. And then I started thinking about it, trying to overanalyze what it is, and is it carbon dioxide? Is it this? But it's just, I don't know, getting in touch with your body. So it was really cool.
And being in the medical field, the breath work, now you can kind of take that back, and when you tell your patients to breathe,
Yes.
it has a whole new meaning, I would
Yes,
imagine.
it does.
No, I mean,
It's just so healing, just mentally and physically. And for me, like, that first day, I felt like I had so much tension in my body. So I really felt those breathing exercises. I was kind of just locking up and kind of tensing up a lot. And just after when it was over, it was just so good to kind of release all that tension, all the worry, everything that I was feeling at that time. But I just see it, so much benefits, and it's just so incredibly healing and beautiful.
It was a blast off into what the week was going to be. So it was.
So would you say that the breath work was a good tool to start preparing you for the plant medicine?
Oh yes, definitely. I feel like each breath class that they have been doing with us all week has been just absolutely amazing, and just opening up my mind and my spirit and my body to just so much more sensations I've never felt before, just releasing such emotions. I laughed, I cried, it's just such a beautiful experience.
I think one of the key things that for me is like I really like to pay attention and see what you guys are telling us, because obviously you guys know what you're doing and you're telling us this for a reason. So when we talk about like during that ceremony, it's like go back to your breathing. Whenever you're feeling emotions or something come up, is breathe, and just breathe in and let it go. And it really like sunk in for me, and so I was able to utilize that as my tool and really just let my body settle into what the medicine was doing to me.
Beautiful. Yeah, so I just want to say, if anybody has any questions while we are on here, then please feel free to ask. Hi, everyone. So nice to see you all. Yeah, you want your miracle soon? Yeah, well, come to Rythmia, because you can get it just like they did. So Sunday night breathwork, amazing, as you guys just said. And then we started off Monday. Did you guys get a chance to go to the yoga this week?
Yes.
Amazing as well. I just felt like, just a lot of like emotional release, just tension in my body. I've had like lots of pain. I feel like I've dealt with for many years, lots of tension. I'm a nurse as well, so I have lots of stress, and I kind of definitely just hold it all on my neck, shoulders, and back. And the yoga just helped me just kind of release all of that excess tension, whatever I've been holding in my body. And so, I forgot what was her name. One of the shamans.
Sarah.
Yes.
Sarah.
Oh, and then just her words of wisdom before the class and after just kind of pulled everything all together. It was just
I had to go give her a hug afterwards because I was like, Sarah, like your words, what you said about just yoga and the relationship between it. I just remember doing it and my body felt so good. And it's like, why don't you do this more often? Like you need to incorporate this into practice, just like the stretching and just for me, just like preventing injuries and just taking a moment to be with yourself and really focusing on your breath. It's like when we're talking about going back and having a routine, that's definitely something I want to do. Like in the morning when I wake up, and that's, I usually wake up an hour early now. And I do my meditation, and I was like, this is going to be my new meditation, is doing this yoga, because it's also good for my body. And I had to go give her a hug, and I got really emotional, and I was like, this is just like, this is what it's getting out, and it felt amazing.
The mind-body connection that yoga brings, and incorporating the breath work into that.
Yes.
What a beautiful.
So simple.
But just to have all these beautiful, experienced people to like just guide us through this, and to kind of just be able to let go and just to kind of just flow with it, and just to release all that energy, and just to kind of receive all the energy that you're just kind of feeling with everyone around you as they're all connecting with their bodies and their minds and their spirit as well. It's just so beautiful. It just kind of pulled everything all together.
And what about the classes? So let's see, Monday you got to go to Jerry's class.
Jerry is just, I love Jerry. Like, I just like, that guy is so funny, and I love the way he brings the energy to present, because that's the way I am. I like to like bring humor into it, and he's like, I'm just laughing the whole time, and I'm just waiting for his next punchline, and I was enjoying the whole time, and I was like, I know what you're saying, Jerry. Like, I feel what you're saying, and I'm so excited to see what comes out of this, because I see it in you. I see the energy and the liberation that he has, that freedom and the spirit.
Yeah, and I watched some of his YouTube videos before, but just to see him in person is just it's just so, yeah, it was just so amazing and great. Like I just instantly fell in love with him and his stories, and he just makes you laugh, like just literally like just laughing out loud, like constantly. And just hearing his personal story and his journey, and just to begin this whole like Rythmia, it's just such a beautiful story, and it just really touched my heart, to my soul. Just having seeing his authentic self and seeing him open up to us, and it's just so beautiful.
And seeing him understand the person that he had become and who he truly wanted to be, and utilizing the resources that he had to make this happen. Because that's so important. Many of us are like, oh, I want to win all this money and I have all this money. It's like, what are you going to do with that money? Like, how are you going to give back to the community? Because having money in itself, or having all this riches and wealth, doesn't bring you really any happiness. You might think it's happiness because you're able to do a bunch of stuff, but it's the feeling really that giving back to others that's what really makes a difference.
And he has changed so many lives. I mean, I just saw it this whole week of just how many lives he's touched, and I'm sure thousands and thousands of others. But I mean, he's just such an authentic, like honest, just such a beautiful soul. Like I'm just so grateful that he had this realization to make this beautiful home, for so many people.
Home it is. So you guys had to share this week with 95
people.
Yes.
A lot of people.
So much transformation, and to see you guys come back week after week, it is just incredible from our perspective, but also for you guys to see the change. I can't wait for you guys to go back.
I'm excited.
And for everyone around you in your life to be like, what's something changed? What's different? Your smile is different.
I was trying to explain it, like, how do I describe how I feel? I don't think I can, but I can show it in my actions.
Yeah,
That's what I do.
Yes.
You guys are smiling a little bit bigger. Your eyes are a little bit brighter. Your lights are shining. So that'll tell so much. So after the classes on Monday, then we started with Christian ceremony.
Yes.
How was that? Monday night. Yeah.
Beautiful. I had expectations, I think, of the stuff that I had read or watched on YouTube, or just personal experience with other plant medicines. And I was just, I trust in the medicine. It's transformed my life, and I knew that I could trust it, and I knew that if I took the tips that you guys gave me to undergo the experience, I knew that I would be okay. And I just saw Rythmia, the staff here, and I felt so comfortable. And just coming from an emergency background, like emergency medicine background, like that's in my mind, that's like, okay, what if this happens, or what if that happens, or safety is an issue for me. So I was looking at everybody, and I just trusted in the medicine, and I trusted that you guys had everything under control. So for me, it was just being able to I thought about it, and I was like, I'm at a safe place. I can express whatever is coming to me, and I was able to do all three things on that night. I was able to see who I have become in this life. I was able to just bond with my soul at all costs, and I was able to heal my heart. And I just remember sitting there and going through the experience, and I just felt such a strong connection with myself, my soul and spirit, and I felt it come into me, and it felt so beautiful. I felt a strong connection with my family, and my mom specifically. I felt like our souls were connected, and I was sending her so much love. And she actually called me that night. She said her phone dialed me on accident, and she was trying to hang up, but she couldn't hang up. And I was like, I know I dialed you. I was like, I felt that you knew what I was doing. It was amazing.
That gave me chills. Yes, that soul connection. You cannot deny that, right?
I just kept saying, I remember what I'm here for. And it felt so good to know that.
So you started off night one with the trifecta of miracles.
Yes.
Wow.
I felt so at home. I felt like it was like I've already been here, and this medicine's already been in me, and I felt very comfortable.
So when you say the medicine has already been in you, I have a question for you. So whenever you guys booked your trip, you said it was January or February. Did you notice synchronicities and things starting to line up?
I've been noticing them for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Once she calls you.
I was born on 11/11. I think I told you this, and I see this number all the time. And more now that we've kind of been working on this spiritual side of us, doing meetings, it's like more and more I see these little synchronicities all over the place. And I'll randomly wake up at 11:11. I'll pull my phone out at 11:11. And when you walked up to us and you were wearing your 11:11 necklace, I was like, this is like, I didn't know nobody else was wearing one but you. And I was like, you were meant to come over to us and welcome us. And I was just like, okay, well, I don't even I feel so comfortable being here. It's my number, it's my sign. It's like, this is, I was meant to be here.
Absolutely. I was the first person you saw when you got off the bus.
Yes.
In the airport.
And I was kind of lagging it because everybody got off. And I was like, okay. I was a little nervous, so I just put my backpack and I put my water bottle in. I was just kind of slowing off the bus, and then I got out. So I think I was the last one with you. And then we got kind of split up for the original group that we were. But then you came up to us, and I was like, okay, it was
yeah, it's all perfect. It's all perfect. So how was your night one with Christian ceremony?
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's just so hard to even put into words. So I have been preparing for this moment since we booked it back in January, just doing lots of just reading and doing as much as we could with just our mind, body, spirit work, meditation. And so actually my fear of coming here was more of that I wasn't going to get anything from this. I was going to have that nada that they were kind of talking about. I wasn't going to receive my miracle. So I kind of had that in the back of my head, what if I just take the medicine and fall asleep and not get anything from it? So that was one of my fears from going in. And I just remember speaking to one of my friends, Leor and Patty, and I kind of told them about that. And they just said, just to, talk with the medicine, let them know your intentions before going in, and, just hearing that advice, and then with the classes as well, just really helped me prepare and just get me ready. And I just literally experienced a rebirth. I was literally just reborn that night. It was the most beautiful experience I can ever imagine. I felt that I was a fetus at one point. I remember having an image of me just becoming a fetus, and that I was a part of, Mother Ayahuasca, Mother Spirit, that she gave birth to me. But I also had this image of me being pregnant with myself, but giving birth to myself. And I also was getting all these images as well as me just being this caterpillar in this little cocoon. And I remember I was just kind of in a little fetal position, and then all of a sudden I just was released, and I just entered this realm of just unconditional love, and it was just this soul realm of just complete bliss. And I just felt this was some kind of nirvana that I've read about in all these books that I've just heard of, and I just never I just never knew I would be able to experience something so beautiful as that, and just being so connected with the universe and just the energy and just everyone's soul all together as one. And I just remember I just didn't want to leave. I was just I just want to be here forever. And I felt I was just this was home. This was my home. And I just remember her, she just guided me the whole time. She was like, honey, she's like, you can come back here anytime. It's within you. This is always has been within you. And she just comforted me, just told me how much she loved me and appreciated me, that she loved me since the day I was born. It's so beautiful just to experience something like that. I was just literally just in complete bliss. Before that though, I had I was very I had a lot of tension in my body. I just remember just kind of cringing up and just kind of feeling lots of pain, but I was kind of just releasing all that pain. And so it was just I had to go through that little period of time until I was kind of went to that rebirth with Mother Spirit, and just to see the connection with everyone, everything around me. I felt everybody was family. I was these are all my brothers and sisters. I just felt that instant connection, and it was just it was just so beautiful. I just can't even. I can't even
so
say
you
enough.
Shed the caterpillar, and now you are a beautiful butterfly.
Yes, that's what I feel like.
flap your wings and let your light shine.
Mhm.
And that was just night one.
Yeah,
And that was
no,
just
I was
night
blown
one.
away. When she told me that, I was like, man, like that gives me like the understanding that at any point in our life, we have the power to rebirth ourselves to become the person that we want to become.
Mhm.
You know,
At any moment.
at any moment that we want, you know, and this, like, I feel like it's really hard to do because we're not willing to let go of a lot of the things that we have. But as any moment where we can transform ourselves to become the person that we want to become, we just have to be fully honest with ourselves and say, like, these are the things that I like about myself, these are the things that I don't like about myself, and just be able to know how to change them. But
Yeah, and I felt like I also got like all the 3 intentions that Jerry was kind of, asking us to, just to ask Mother Ayahuasca. So show me who I've become, merge me back with my soul, and open up my heart. And I just experienced that in so many different levels. Even just that first night, just so many memories of like childhood and who I've become to now. And she just, she talked me through it. She just said, all of this was to get to this point where I am at right now. Like everything that I experienced, whether it was pain, suffering that I put myself through, it was, I had to go through all that to get to this point. Like I was just meant to be here at this time, at this place, going through this experience so that I could just experience this rebirth and to be connected. And I mean, it was just.
yeah, I know, but I kept thinking about it was 11/11 because that was my birthday, and I'm 33. So I was like, what are the odds that I would be here when exactly as I'm turning 33 and it's 11/11?
It's
So
perfect.
it was meant. That was meant to be.
Yeah. So you guys both got the trifecta on Monday.
Yes, and I was not expecting that at
I was
all.
not expecting
that.
I was kind of like thinking about, because I've taken other like psilocybin before, mushrooms, and I've had moments like this too of a lot of clarity, and a lot of the times I felt like I needed like a larger amount for it. So I was concerned that I had heard like Victor's story where he was like, oh, I got up to take 3 drinks and nothing happened, and that's what I thought was gonna happen to me, and I just took 1 drink and it just like took me over, and I was like, whoa, this is not what I was expecting, and I didn't have to do anything else. I just allowed the medicine to really work through me, and it did miracles.
Yeah, when you surrender to
You
it,
just have to surrender to it.
she gives you exactly what you need.
Yes.
It's like a prescription just for each of you.
It's-
And no
Yes.
one's journey is the
No,
same.
no
Right.
worries.
Right.
And every night is completely different.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes, and just hearing everybody's experience after, as we all come together, and just sharing everybody's beautiful experience, whether it was painful or like so many people got so many different miracles and messages, and but it was just so beautiful just to be able to share and to hear everybody else's, and then not to mention, I mean, the beautiful shamans,
Oh,
the
the
music. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, the music was just
Beautifully set up.
oh
I mean,
my
the
gosh.
outside with this, like the sky was like wide open and the stars were out and the moon, and it couldn't ask for a better
The
night.
stars and the moon are on another level, right?
Yeah.
You feel so connected
Mhm.
to everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just remember even just going to that room, like it just automatically called me like where to go, and the bed was just so comforting, and just having that blanket, that security blanket on top of me, just to kind of keep me contained in my little cocoon as I was like emerging into this butterfly. Yeah, it was just the amount of comfort I felt, the amount of just love, like unconditional love. I never thought I would experience unconditional love until that night. That first night was just the first time where I was just like, I mean, I've done like, readings with Don Miguel Ruiz and like the 4 Agreements and all these other books as well. Power of Now New Earth.
Yeah,
And
totally.
and I finally got to experience what they were talking
Yeah.
about in all these spiritual books that I just never was able to fathom that I would be able to ever experience
They
that in
definitely
my
helped.
life.
They definitely
Mhm.
helped settle in the message, like those words and the readings that from all those authors, like, okay, like I feel it now. Like I don't just have it up here as knowledge,
Mhm.
like I feel it in my soul, and it was amazing.
It all starts to make sense.
Yeah.
You're like, I read about that before, but this was like
Yes.
a fast track
Yes.
program.
Right.
This was like changing your brain chemistry and saying like, okay, now you can feel it and experience it, because otherwise it can take decades of
Yeah.
practice for it to.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Monday was beautiful for you guys. Thank you for
Yes.
sharing that. And so Tuesday, Brad's night.
Yeah.
Again, on Tuesday, there was yoga, there was
Uh-huh.
classes,
Mhm.
and Gio was the guest speaker.
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
he's awesome.
Yeah, he's
Yes,
amazing.
he is
And
amazing.
so funny.
Yes.
And then anything you want to share about the classes on Tuesday?
Well, we had the Answer Is You,
Yeah.
I think, and it was really cool to go in there and just like, okay, let's debrief a little bit. Let's talk
Mhm.
about our experiences and like kind of explain why you're experiencing certain things and what certain things mean.
Mhm.
And I think that's so important when it comes to this kind of plant medicine, because a lot of times if you don't do it in this setting, it can be confusing. You're like, what do I do with all this knowledge, all this thing, the stuff that's coming to me? And that stuff, the booklet they give us to write our thoughts, to write our emotions, to let that kind of sit there with what happened and how that's impacting my life, or it's impacted my life. I think it's key to be able to continue evolving after this.
Mhm.
All the classes that are set up here at Rythmia are to help you integrate from day to day, even the plant integration classes, so everyone can share their experiences and you know that you're not alone, or you're saying yes to other things happening to you in your experiences,
Mhm.
and also to help you be prepared for when you go back into life and when you leave Rythmia.
Yes.
Mhm.
So let's just see here. And then, so hi Tati. So Tuesday night was Brad's night.
Mhm.
How was that?
Honestly, for me, I felt such a strong connection with the medicine, and I think there's a question of how long it lasts. It's probably like 6 hours, 7 hours. But I had such a strong connection with it. I think I was meant to have it in me. That I got a lot of reinforcement on my previous night, and I just really settled into who I am and trusting myself and trusting my instinct and my gut. And it's it's already brought me here. I followed it along, and it's just to be able to trust yourself that much and to be able to just acknowledge your spirit and who you've become. I felt really proud of who I've become, and the person, whether it's my dealing with my emotions or treating other people the way I want to be treated with respect, just having the respect for nature, having the respect for everything around us, because everything is so beautiful. And I just found that peace again. I just felt really good, and I just felt such a strong I felt like I surrendered to the medicine, and I knew that if it was showing me something that didn't feel like it wasn't like a happy thought or anything, I just knew that was needed to leave me, and it was no longer serving me, and it was only holding me back. And to be able to reflect on stuff like that you might not remember, so you don't remember that stuff happened, but then you're like, oh, I didn't even know that was affecting me, and I just fully surrendered to it, and I said, Mother Ayahuasca, I know that you're showing me this for a reason. I surrender to it. I will not have fear for this, because I know that fear is also needed in order for me to evolve. And I was able to let go, and it was never scary for me. It just felt really good.
Yeah, wow. So if there is any pain or any darkness, there's always so much bliss
Yes.
and beauty and light on the other side.
Mhm.
And so with you coming into this prepared to surrender,
Mhm.
that is just
Yeah, it
Yeah.
made me realize, because I work in an ICU setting with patients that are very sick, and it made me feel really fortunate to be able to be there and see that, because not only does it show me that I see the beauty of life, but I also see the suffering of life and what that teaches us. And I really was able to just sit there and say, like, wow, how grateful and thankful am I to be able to be here with these patients and give them my best work that I have, to be able to treat them, to be able to just give them love, because they're suffering and they're going through different things. And I'm just grateful to be able to have that opportunity, to have my hands, to have my legs, to have my eyes, to have my brain, to be able to really navigate this really complex science behind what we're doing, and just to be fully present there with the families and with them. So it just really reiterated me, you're here to be a healer, you're here to be a teacher, a mentor, and it was just really getting a lot of downloads from my ancestors, and just it was amazing for me.
Yeah, I love that. And for you to be able to go back and take this back to work, I mean, how beautiful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How special. Seriously.
What
about yours? Tuesday night?
Mine Tuesday was definitely intense in a different way. I did do a lot of purging, which was something that I just desperately needed. I felt like it was just years of just pain and like suffering and all these like negative emotions that I've been holding inside. So I went through another intense period of just like clenching and tension and then release with the purging. And so it was just like cycles of that. Like I just needed to get it all completely out of my system. And then I just remember getting up to go get my second drink. And I just remember just feeling this power within me, this healing power. And as I just walked into the room, I saw everybody just kind of going through their own experiences, like either if they were purging or, you know, whatever, lots of stuff going on that night. And all I could see was just like, just love just everywhere. And I just felt it within my body, just the energy just flew within me. And I just remember just seeing it and feeling it in my hands. Like I just had this ball of like energy. And I just remember I was just kind of like playing with it. And I just remember I just was like literally just like throwing it out to like everybody in the room. Like I could see somebody on the floor like throwing up, and I'm just like throwing this love and this energy, because I just have this intense like connection that like I have this power to heal within me, that I was able to just kind of spread that and kind of take down a lot of the intensity with people's experience that people were experiencing that night, and just kind of just send out that love as much as possible, because I knew everybody could feel that in that room at that moment in time. And then I went for my second drink, and then I came back and had some other amazing experiences, just kind of entering different realms. I remember entering this one realm that was really interesting. It felt like I was some kind of like a futuristic, like Avatar type of game. And it was like, I saw it as like, it was myself, but different soul fragments of myself. And we were all kind of talking to each other. We were like laughing. They were just kind of being sarcastic and witty with me. And they were just kind of bringing up all these like experiences in my life, all these memories of my life, and just kind of laughing about it. Like saying, oh, like you silly girl, remember when you did this, ha ha ha, and just kind of laughing at it, just to be like, it's okay, like, you know, whatever you did in the past, like, you no longer have to hold on to it, let's just kind of laugh about it now. And so it was just a really cool, like, it was almost like a game, but like it just brought back so many like memories of either just really dark places in my life, dark things that I've done to other people, to myself, and then just to get all those realizations, and then to be like, you know, it's okay to go through all of that. And then after that, then I kind of just went into a little bit of like darkness that I felt like I was just kind of stuck in for a while. And I just remember I wanted to just so desperately get out of it. And I remember just going outside, and I was just trying to release all this. And one of the things I kind of, you know, got from it was that, well, first I really just wanted to ask for help, but I felt like I couldn't. Like I was desperately just wanting help, and it was all around me, but I could not get it to come out of me. Like I was just kind of trapped in that, in that, and then with all these like, you know, these negative emotions as well, and just kind of being stuck in there for a while. And then finally, when I was able to kind of ask for help, you know, like the shamans were there to help me through it. They cleansed me. They told me to go connect with Mother Earth and just kind of release whatever I was going through. So I went outside and I just kind of connected with the earth and just kind of released it all. And then finally, I was able to just kind of get out of that and, you know, come back and then just be kind of cleansed, and just, I felt so grateful just to kind of be back into that space again, and to kind of leave that darkness behind. And then I looked at it, that I was just kind of processing it all the next day, because it was just so much. And I just realized like, it was just the fear of that I've just kind of kept inside, the lack of, or me just not wanting to ask for help sometimes. Like I felt like all these things were stuff I've dealt with in my life, and that's what it was bringing forth to me, and that's what it wanted me to see, even though it was really scary and painful, but it, like, she just wanted me to go through that and to see that I was my own prisoner in my own head, that I could have gotten out and asked for help at any time, but I was the one who decided to stay in there in that darkness. And then once I was able to like connect with Mother Earth, then she helped me release all of that. So then I was able to just kind of get out of that, and then just I felt so grateful just to be back in my body and to feel so like alive again. And so it was really
so all of the pain and everything that you were seeing, all of the memories and the emotions, it's all releasing.
Yes.
So what's coming is going. That's what we always go back to. But a lot of the memories and stuff, was it things that you had suppressed and you had kind of forgotten about?
Yes. A lot of those memories were things, maybe things I've done to other people, the way I've come across to other people that maybe, just wasn't, the best, just so many memories as far as that, and just definitely a lot of fear and just sadness and anger and feelings of loneliness, abandonment, just a lot of intense emotions that I just couldn't bear to I didn't want to feel it anymore. But that's what the medicine wanted me to see and to feel and to experience. So I felt like I really had to go through that experience in order to kind of see that light at the end of that dark tunnel. And it was just such a release to finally get through that tunnel and to see the light.
So we get to experience our medicine so that way we don't have to experience it in real life. And that's why you come back to that truth. You come back to the childlike, authentic self. So that way you let it all go when you're here, and then you go back and it's like a rebirth.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about any of that anymore. So.
And I remember that night, it sounded chaotic.
It sounds like healing to us.
It was like, what the heck is going on out there? But I was like, I kept reminding myself, no, I trust this stuff, and I trust what's going on with him is releasing. And I had that same mindset, but it sounded like a circus outside. And I knew where she was in the room, because they kind of split you up when you're a couple. That way you don't influence each other's trips. And I saw her get up and go outside. I'm like, okay. And I was already feeling really good. And I was like, I'm going to go over there. And I remember going outside and I saw her, and I just went and gave her the biggest hug. And I was just like a little kid, just like hugging her, just like holding on to her. And one of the shamans came up to me. He's like, hey, you said you were going to go to the hammock. And I was like, okay, I know.
I just remember I wanted that so bad. Like I was just seeking like that. Like I just needed like love just to kind of get out of that. And he gave it to me, and then it was taken away from me. And then after that, I just had all these feelings of like mixed emotions. Like, oh my God, he left me. Like I feel so bad. I'm so low. I'm like.
And I had the opposite. I was like, oh, I give her a hug, but she knows I'm okay. I know she's okay. And I was laying on the hammock with just like, just like a sense of like, this is amazing. And I'm looking at the stars. I'm like, she's having an amazing time. And then she looks at me at the end of the night. She's like mad at me. She's like, you left me. And I was like, no, I did. I swear. But you needed to go that through ourselves. Like we needed to experience. Because this is we came as a couple to kind of work on ourselves, but it's our individual journeys. And the medicine gives individual persons what they need. And it's like later on we share stuff and we can kind of like see where we're at. But it was her journey. I knew it was her journey and it was my journey, and I needed to deal with it on my own, and she needed to see all the things that she needed.
And I didn't see it obviously at that time, and even after the ceremony, I just had all these mixed emotions. And I just remember when I kind of heard everybody like doing their own purging and healing, I just kind of felt like I remember just kind of blaming myself, like I was the one who was causing all this pain and all this suffering that was occurring around me. And so it was just like all these really, these mixed emotions of blame and shame and guilt and sadness and anger. But this is just all the stuff I've experienced my whole entire life that I've just held within me. And it wanted me to see that, and just to see like, you are the one who put yourself through all of this, that caused all this pain, that caused all this mental prison that you just kept yourself in for so long. I mean, it took me 32 years to kind of, to bring all of this up that I've just suppressed for so long. And
it's all perfect.
But it's so perfect.
You giving her a hug was perfect for your journey, and for that to happen and him to have to walk away, and you feel that there's no mistakes on the medicine.
Right.
It was absolutely perfect. So that way you can find out, oh wait, this is what's coming up, and why is it coming up? So that way, you
have to ask it. You have to ask it at the moment. It's like, why is this coming up? Because it's not just thoughts that go through your head. It's things that they're just in there, and like, nobody shows us really how to deal with emotions, especially coming like from I think like the Western world. Like nobody really teaches you like, okay, like let all your emotions, really feel what you're doing. And I remember listening to Heather Ashamara, and she was saying how like when you feel something, just like sit with the feeling, see what it feels like. Is there a story behind it? And then is the story true? Not true. If it's not true, what's your intent behind it? And then going back to it and just accepting the feelings for what they are and then letting them go. And that's what I felt the process with when I was doing it. It was just like, okay, let me sit here with this feeling. Thank you, Mother Ayahuasca, for showing me this. Is this true or not true? What's the truth behind it? And then, okay, there it goes. It was
And
awesome.
once you come to that truth,
You're like, oh, I made everything up in my head. Like, we have a little part right here, The Voice of Knowledge by Don Miguel Ruiz. And it's true, we just live in our heads and we make all these assumptions about things that we don't know anything about. And we create these stories that are just not true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the things we worry about
Yeah,
never
it's
come,
nonsense.
never come up, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I just remember just the next day because I just kind of woke up and I just felt so confused and uncertain, and I wasn't even sure if I was going to go back and to go back for another night for Wednesday night. I was just thinking, maybe this should be it for right now, but after just the class the next day, the integration class really just helped. And then once I kind of saw like everybody, got to hear everybody else's experience, and everybody was just going through so many different experiences. And some of the people that I thought were like actually going through pain and suffering were actually like in a complete bliss, and you would never know just from like what you saw and what you heard on the outside, but in the inside they were just going through this intense like healing, beautiful process. And and it just made me realize like, we all have, some pain and suffering that we all in different experiences, and we all just express it so differently. So I feel like the class just really just helped me get through it, and just, just got so much more insight. And then the more I just kind of sat with it and just went over it, and I just realized, okay, that was just something I really had to go through. I really had to experience. I just remember talking to Spirit in the morning, and I was just like, why did you, why did you leave? Why did you leave me during that time? And then she just kind of comforted me and said, she was like, it's okay. She's like, I'm so sorry you had to go through that, but this is what you had to go through, and you had to experience this for a reason, and it's beautiful and it's perfect. And so she helped me throughout the day. And I just remember coming to talk to you like at the end of the class, and I just said, like I wasn't sure, I was kind of uncertain if I wanted to come back to do on Wednesday night, and you just gave me that message that I just needed to hear. And and then I felt really good and relieved once I came back. Like I was no longer nervous, I was no longer uncertain. All those feelings just left me, and I was actually kind of looking forward, because I felt like I had a lot of unfinished business to do the next day. Like I just had definitely some more healing I needed to do that next day.
And Wednesday, the night of the Divine Feminine, ladies' night, live music and all, right? Yeah.
That night was I wasn't sure after the second night. I kept getting like thoughts like, okay, I don't know if I really need to come back anymore, but I trust the program.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I made it all the way over here. I'm not in it forever, but I'm gonna do it. I'm willing to put in the work.
Yeah,
to change
1
myself.
week.
So I said, okay, let's do it, and we did it. And at first, it was kind of like, okay, like it feels all these emotions, and then the music, and when they started singing, and just like it really turned the mood around. And then we had live music where he was playing his guitar and playing the music, and then they played a Beatles song, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love the Beatles. And it was like the words, I just completely I felt just. So it was just a perfect moment, and it just for me it just reinforced everything I had learned Monday and Tuesday. It was just showing me those items again, and just really thinking about a lot of knowledge that was coming to me, a lot of the books that I've been reading. Like I read a lot of Joe Dispenza, Don Miguel, Eckhart Tolle, and all those messages that were just like I could see the words just coming into my brain, and just everything was just starting to make even more sense to me. And it was just all these downloads again of what I'm doing, what I need to be doing, and it was amazing. I felt so good afterwards.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I definitely felt Wednesday night was just exactly what I needed after Tuesday. It was just such a beautiful ceremony. Sarah, she was just so beautiful, and I just remember her message, just going into it, just gave me so much relief and so much comfort. And I was actually just kind of excited to like go through this again, even though the previous night was just so intense for me. But I was just like, I just remember just saying my intentions, just going in, and I just really just wanted to do some some healing, and I just remember experiencing that during the medicine. I also kind of remember hearing everybody's experiences with like having their own surgeries done, and this is something I really wanted for myself, so that was like one of my intentions. And then I just remember just getting this message during as I was going through this experience, that I am a healer. Like I am the healing power is within me, that I don't need anyone else to do it for me.
Yeah.
And I was just able to, like, I just remember the medicine was just helping me just kind of release all this tensions. I felt like it was like a gentle like purging of just me, just like removing all this excess energy within my body. And so she was just kind of guiding me on like where to go. And I just remember, because we're also Reiki certified, so I just remember my Reiki healing power just came like alive, and I could feel the heat within my hands, and she just kind of guided me and had me just heal like every part of my body, my heart, my solar plexus, I mean, like all my chakras, and she just kind of helped guide me through that. And I just felt so, and just so powerful and enriched, and just to be able to heal myself. And I did feel a lot of the diseases that I have, I was able to release those that night as well. I was able to completely heal myself. She also just gave me a message that, you know, a lot of the medications maybe I've been taking before, that I don't need them anymore, that all I need to heal is myself, Yeah. And she just showed me that message, you know, it was a very strong message that I don't need any other type of medications or even over the counter stuff. Like I'm able to heal myself from literally anything and everything, and I can keep myself in balance and harmony. But I just need, and I just getting these strong messages of how much I need to really just take care of this body that I have, to respect it, to just give it the nutrition, and you know, just treat it with so much respect, because it's such a beautiful body to listen. To listen to your body.
Listen to your intuition.
Yeah, listen to your intuition. Listen to what your body says. I mean, this body is so complex, and I love science, and I love the way the cells work, and it's like, it's telling us, like, any little pain that we have, nausea, whether it's like whatever, it's just telling us, like, I don't like what you're doing. Listen to me. Give me the things, and that's what kept coming up, like, feed me good food. And I kept asking him, like, should I go vegetarian, vegan? And it's like, listen to your body. Respect your food, respect where it comes from, you know, put good vibration food in you, high vibration food, and it's like, listen to what it's telling you. And I do a lot of reading for Joe Dispenza, and he talks about the power of the mind and the things that it can do, the placebo effect. And it's like, our brain is so much more powerful than what we give it credit for. And sometimes we feel like it's just like, oh, we're just like, this human body is just a human body, but it's so powerful. It's so powerful to heal itself, to rid yourself of a lot of stresses. And I truly understand how stress in general causes illness, and how something like this can just release all that stress and release that illness and make you feel good, those positive emotions of love, gratitude, and thankfulness. I remember being so thankful and grateful. I just kept saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I told my body, and I said, I will take you to the end of the world and back. Just take care of me. Take care of your body. I was like, do you want to be an 80-year-old, you know, in a wheelchair, like, and not being able to walk, or do you want to be able to walk and do things if you have kids later on for your grandchildren, or all these other things? And it's like, what? Make the choice right now. You're still young. Listen to your body. Take care of it, and you will have, you know, like, and that includes what kind of music do you listen to? What kind of messages? What kind of TV are you watching? What are these voices that are telling you all these things and feeling? Because our brain is so fertile, and there's so many seeds everywhere that everybody's throwing, and those seeds might be true, it might not be true. So, or like, you know, we need to take care of what goes in here too. That's the most important. There's that connection between brain, like your brain and your heart. And it's like not just the food, but it's like all the other toxins that are in your body, your environment. You have plants inside. You go outside of nature. Do you get enough sun? Do you get enough darkness? Like all of these things just really started settling in, and I was like, okay, we're nature. We come from the dirt and we end up in the dirt. I'm like, there's no difference between the dirt and me. I came from there. The nutrients that came from the soil made me. And it's like, I understood the oneness that we have, and just the balance, the fine balance that life is. And it was so powerful, and I felt so fortunate to experience that. For me, I feel young. I feel like this number is just a number that I'm given. We've used as measurement, but I feel myself so young, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, I just remember that message that we are not only can we heal, we can all like heal ourselves from any disease, from any mental disorder, we have the power within us. And I was just, able to see that, that light, that just unveiling of this like huge like awareness. And it was just such a beautiful experience to be able to heal myself from all these diseases that I've been holding on to. And a lot of it's just the inflammation, it's the stress, it's all the, just everything that just kind of, puts imbalance in your body. And I just felt like I was just kind of able to rebalance everything that night. I just remember just getting up, and I went outside, and I just literally just felt like such a hippie at one point, because I was literally like going to the trees and like hugging, doing like a complete tree hugger. And then I would just remember just going up to the leaves and just sending my energy to them. And I just remember just them kind of talking to me, and I was just like, hello friends. I just felt like, I see it now. We are so connected.
We evolved from this planet. This planet was here significantly, obviously longer than we have been here. Everything around it, our structure is meant to coexist along with it. We breathe out carbon dioxide. It turns it into oxygen for us. It's just a beautiful exchange that happens. And I think at that moment you just truly understand how beautiful that is.
Gives you a different perspective.
Yes.
They say that after having a week here, especially after the yahe, that you walk out and you have new eyes. All of a sudden you're like, I didn't notice how green the leaves on the tree were.
That's another thing I saw. They were so vibrant and so alive, like they were just breathing, because we're all just breathing this oxygen together and just exchanging this energy within one another. And it's just so beautiful just to be able, so I felt like very in tune with nature that night, just the gentleness of that medicine. And I just remember being called to go back inside as Sarah was playing the beautiful sound healing crystal bowls. It was just I just put my head right up against it, and I just remember just feeling those vibrations just kind of balance everything within my body, and just feeling it's so
I felt
beautiful.
It was a magnet. She played them, and my body was like, you need to go to it. It's this is what the frequency that I like to be around with. How powerful sound can be.
Yes. The sound was just it was just so beautiful.
The bowls.
The bowls. And then all the music they were playing that night as well. I just resonated so much with all that music that night too.
That's what we
with all the
time.
Messages. Just some really beautiful songs that I just literally just cried with, and then I was singing along to some of the Beatles songs, but the beautiful
They played Three Little Birds by Marley, where it was somebody's version of it, and I was like, I just love Bob Marley so much. And we were just talking about my partner, the guy that was laying next to me, we were talking about music, because it just means so much to me. And I started thinking about music, and I got so emotional, because I was just like, man, music just brought me so much peace within. And I was talking to him, and I was like, I love the Beatles. He's like, I love the Beatles too. And then they started playing them. I'm looking at them like, they're playing the Beatles. And it was just a perfect night. The music, all 4 nights was just.
Yeah.
I had to go download. I looked it up.
I was like, you have to get this music.
I sent my mom today one of the songs of the Ikaro, and then it was just so beautiful. I just still all the time.
Yeah, the music really drives the medicine.
Yes, it does.
So
it really
go
does.
home, you can listen to that, and it can take you back. It's a beautiful thing.
You don't even have to know, because a lot of them were in Spanish. You don't even have to know Spanish. You just kind of feel the music.
You just feel them. The messages completely. And I just, they just all resonated with me so much at each point of the night. I mean, every night the music was beautiful, but especially that night on Wednesday, I just really connected with that music, and just feeling just so beautiful and perfect, and just knowing that everybody around me was just so beautiful and perfect, and just such a beautiful, strong connection I had with that medicine that night, and it was just exactly what I needed. And I just, it was just such a beautiful night for sure. It was one of my favorites, I think.
Yeah, the music, the live music, it's always.
Chris is amazing, playing his guitar and just beautiful voice. I thought it was a recording at first, and then it was like, you need to go over there, and I went over there, and I was like, oh my gosh, it made me miss my guitar so much. I was like, I wish I had my guitar here.
I just remember at one point, I was literally just hugging myself, just giving myself so much love, and that's what my body just needed at that time, that I'm able to give this love to myself, that I don't need it from anybody else around me. All I need is the love that comes with that living within me.
To take care of yourself, to love yourself, to just fully respect who you are. And I think it's the greatest gift that you can give your loved ones. That's what I told my family. I was like, if you want to give me a gift, take care of yourself. That's the greatest gift that you can give me. Is take care of your health, take care of your body, take care of, so that I can enjoy you for many years to come. And that's how I felt.
And you mentioned earlier you experienced unconditional love, and having the unconditional love for yourself, it just radiates.
It really does. And I just really remember another experience that night too, just being able to like, and even though I opened up my heart like on Monday night, but like Wednesday night, I just literally just felt like, as I just brought my hand up to my heart, I just felt it completely open, and I was completely connected with my heart, with my mind, with my soul, with everything. And I just felt that, just that energy and that love just kind of flowing out from my heart. And I was just like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. Like I've never experienced anything like this, before. And yeah, it was just absolutely like mind blowing and beautiful and perfect. And I just had so much love for everyone in that room, like everything around me, like the entire universe. I just had so much love. And I just remember just having this message of just like, we need to just spread this love as much as we can, from just be so truthful with your word, just have respect for yourself, for everyone around you, the things that you say, the things that you do, your actions. So I just remember just getting all those messages as well, and just being able to like spread this love that we have found for ourselves, and just to spread that, with everyone around us. I just remember I was like, I just want to hug I just want to give as many hugs as I possibly can to everyone around me. I thought so much about my friends, about my family, just wanting to just reconnect with them, just make amends with them, and just tell them how much I love them and appreciate them. And I was just being connected with my mom's soul as well, that, we were just so connected. I just know she's my soulmate, and just to have that beautiful connection with her. And I thought a lot about my family, and I also kind of purged a lot of maybe just resentment and, lies and everything else. I just remember what Jerry had said, when you purge, like ask what are you purging out? And, it just let me know, these are all the lies, this is all the hate, this is all the anger, and so she just like, guided me and told me exactly, what to like have leave my body, so that I have more room for this love and this peace and joy and bliss to be filled up completely.
And I think one of the important things, like when we say purge, it's different for everybody. Like a lot of people did throw up or had to go to the restroom. My first 3 nights, I didn't do any of that. I just really the breathing really helped me through it, and it just didn't feel like I needed to do anything. So not everybody experiences that. So everybody's experience is much different. I didn't. But that was just, I think.
Some people yawn,
I was
cry,
moving,
sweating, dancing, moving around, of course going to the restroom, vomiting.
Mine was definitely a lot of vomiting, but also just remember just clearing. Like I remember just kind of brushing it off my skin, just kind of pulling it out of me.
And it's not just your lunch, it's like
we've had
energy.
It's actually energy, because I remember I've been eating so light this whole week, and I was like, I literally just feel like I have nothing to like throw up like whatsoever, but it's like, no, we're gonna help you get all of this out completely. And
one of the things that's included is those colonics too. So I think we had just had one of those colonics. So I knew there was nothing there, but some people had also had them, and there was still stuff to release. Like it's just whatever's sitting.
Definitely lots of emotional purging, for sure. And I just remember she just helped guide, the medicine just guided me through all of that, just told me exactly why I needed to do this and what it was, and just helped me release all of that, because this is just like years that I've been holding on to, all this, the toxins, the emotional baggage I've just been holding on to. And I just bottled it all up for so long, and it felt so good and relieving just to get rid of just to get rid of it, and just to be free and feel so clean and so pure again.
You don't realize how much it has an impact on you until you're able to see it and let it go.
Once you
and
see,
then you're like, oh wow, I feel so much lighter. Like it's just, it's hard to imagine. I don't know.
And you guys look lighter.
Yeah,
I feel
like
it's
that,
so
yeah.
much lighter today. This is the lightest I think I feel like, yeah, as light as a feather today. Like,
So
honestly.
the first 3 nights were full of profound moments
Uh-huh.
every
Mhm.
single night. You guys had
Mhm.
miracle after miracle.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then how was it different for you on Yahweh on the 4th night?
See, Yahe, I actually didn't know what Yahe was, but very similar, but it was different. When we had the little ceremony and the shaman spoke beautiful words of wisdom too. They're just
Mitra.
also, I mean, they're so wise. They're just like, I'm like, oh, I don't know where, like, I didn't know where it comes from, but like he was just talking about it, and we went up and we had our first drink, and nothing really happened. I just kind of felt a little bit of nausea, but I was just breathing through it. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go outside. I was sitting outside by the fire, and then he was kind of doing his dancing and his cleansings. And then he called for the second drink, and I went over there, and he gave me such a little small amount. I was like, oh, okay, this must be different than the other one. And I took it, and I went back outside, and I was sitting by the fire, and all of a sudden I started feeling it. I'm like, okay, I'm like, you can breathe through this. And I was breathing through it, breathing, all of a sudden, that was the first time I actually purged. So I went over and I found a bucket, and one of the shamans, Chris, came over, and he's like, let it out, brother. And he was fanning me, and he was just kind of blowing some tobacco smoke to clear the area. And it felt so good afterwards. And I remember getting up after that, and I was just like, put some water in my mouth and spit it onto the sink. And I went out, and it just felt so light. And I was like, okay, this is how people were walking around the first 3 nights. And I went out and I started dancing. I don't dance. And I was like dancing around. I was just really just moving my limbs, and it felt so good to be outside. And at one moment I saw a patch of grass, and I just kind of went down to touch it. And I started getting really emotional, and I started thinking about the planet again and how we need to take care of our planet. You know, it's so unique. It's like we have yet to find another planet like this one, and it's so magical. And I was just thinking about it, and I was like, we're so disconnected from it. And I can see how easy it is to get so disconnected. That we need each other. We both need each other. Our environment creates our health, and if we have so much control over our environment. I was talking to her where we're from, and it's like the city that we live from. It's up to us to create what we want to create in the city. If we want a beautiful city, then we plant nice things outside, or we start our own business and we make it nice, we make it approachable for things. But if you're going to be negative towards where you live, then that's the kind of thing that you create too. So I started thinking a lot about the just organization of cities and things like that, and it just felt so good. And then I went inside and started playing live music, and that was amazing too. I don't know who those people were, but they were the instruments they were playing. Their
From Colombia.
their voices were so beautiful, and I didn't know any of the songs, but I just felt like I was up there, and I was the only one dancing up there. And then I think I was one of the only ones that was up during that time. Everybody was kind of like hanging out, and then they started dancing, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine that night, one of my intentions, because I feel like I kind of, had my miracle done with all these other, getting all these other intentions, merging with my soul and like opening my heart and healing myself. And then I felt like my intention for that night was to meet with to meet with my ancestors, to connect with them and see what messages they have for me. And I just remember with the first drink, I wasn't really feeling as much. I felt a lot of bodily discomfort, but then I wasn't really feeling anything. And then got up for the second drink, and then the shaman asked me if I, got my messages, and I said no. And I remember he did like a little cleansing ceremony with me, and then I drank and went back to my bed. Then I just felt the medicine kicking in, and it was for me, it was very uncomfortable, and I just purged out. I didn't think I had it in me. I felt so weak at that point because I was like, I don't know if I can go through this again. And then my ancestors came to me. They didn't come to me as a vision, but just as a feeling and a knowing, and they were there with me. And then they helped me. They prepared me for like this purging process and told me, it was gonna be very painful. But basically, I just went back and, I just thought about all the Native Americans, and they were my ancestors, and I just felt such a close connection with them. And I just remember, just as I was purging, they were kind of telling me, we're using you right now to get all this emotional toxins and just everything. We just want you to like be the one to get this all out for us. So it was all the hate and the fear and the pain and the suffering they went through, the bloodshed. I just remember feeling that within my body, like within every cell of my body. It was so incredibly painful, but they were just helping me through it, and they just guided me through all of that. And I just remember just tears and like mucus, just everything coming out, and I felt like I was the only one at that time just kind of purging out, like, you know. But I was just like, at that point, they were just like, well, you don't care what anybody else thinks of you right now. Like, this is all for us. You're doing this for us. And so I just continued, and they just helped me through that. And I just remember just being so, like, feeling so liberated and free and just so rejuvenated and cleansed, and I felt just so amazing after, just to get through all of that, like to get out whatever they wanted me to get out, and for myself as well. And then I just remember just laying down and just having this, and I remember they just kind of brought me. They wanted to kind of play like a game with me, and it was like my inner child like came to me, and we were like literally like playing like peekaboo and like hide and seek, and we were laughing and talking to each other like the whole entire time. And they would be like, "Oh, you're so cute, you're so funny, you're such a silly girl," and like we were just like talking to each other all night. And then I literally just could not stop laughing for like the rest of the ceremony. Like we were just laughing and playing with each other. And then one of the messages they wanted to give me was that, you know, don't take life so seriously. Like, just have fun, like play, laugh, like be happy, like be joyful. Like I just remember, like, I was like, I don't even remember what it feels like to be able to laugh, you know, to be able to laugh and have fun. And I feel like, yeah, like I do take life so seriously, and that was just their biggest message to me, was just to have fun and just to play, and just being able to like meet with my inner child, and just to play that game, and, you know, just to laugh and talk with her like all night. She was just like my, you know, that other part of my soul that I have neglected and I kind of forgot about. And it just felt so amazing just to reconnect and with that inner child that like just so desperately just wanted like love and reassurance and confidence and compliments, and, you know.
And that's who you are.
Yeah.
That little girl, when we let go of the ego and everything that we've been told or taught to do, that is who we are. And the side effects of this medicine is joy, happiness, meditation, prayer, and really feeding that inner child with great thoughts.
Yeah.
All the great food, you know, taking care of that little girl that's inside of the little boy, right?
We're taught the opposite. We're taught like, okay, you're not a kid anymore. Don't do this. And it's like, no, it's a merger between being like this beautiful spirit that you used to be and who you are now. So don't lose that by yourself, because that's what makes you special. Because when we hold and suppress it, then you be like stoic, you know, like, you know, I'm an adult now. I can't do this, or I can't be kind of free. And there's obviously limitations of the stuff that you can, or like, you know, what's appropriate. But we forget that, and we forget that joy that we have, that to be able to share it with others.
Well, childlike and not childish,
Yes.
two different things. So
Yes.
childlike is beautiful, and that's what we want to remain in.
Yes.
Have the fun, keep this beautiful smile, and you know, the laughter and the joy, and just stay in that happiness state of bliss. Let you flap those butterfly wings.
Yes, I just felt like I literally just had so much fun after that. Like, it was just so much fun, and just to laugh again. Like, I don't think I've laughed that hard, and like, it's so long, and it was just because I was just so unhappy with myself. I had such low self-esteem. I would just tell myself like constant lies that were never true about myself, about others, and it just felt so good just to regain like that confidence, and just be like, she just told me, you were just so strong, you're so beautiful, you're so perfect. You can do anything in this life that you want to do. Don't let this fear and, you know, all these things that you think are obstacles like ever get in your way, because you have the ability to manifest and create your own reality and to create your own life and do whatever you want to do, but just make sure that you do it with good intention, and that you're spreading this love and awareness to everyone around you, and the healing, and, you know, just, it's just such a beautiful message to receive, that, you know, my ancestors wanted me to, you know, to finally like just get this awareness, to get this blindfold taken off my eyes, and just to, I felt like I could just see again, to see so much clarity.
You can't see it until you see it, and then you can't unsee it. So now you get to take that back into life. So wrapping up all 4 of the ceremonies, we like to say here at Rythmia that it's not 4 separate ceremonies, that the entire week is one big ceremony. And so closing down the plant medicine, and then the next day you got to go to breath work again. And Gio led it last night. How was that?
That was pretty awesome too. Everybody was in there, and not everybody did all 4 days, but I can see how beneficial it is to really go through the program. But some people felt like they didn't receive everything that came up, or maybe their expectations were higher, and they received it there. And when Jerry was giving us the stats, like, 20% of people usually this day, this, and then 10% of people on the breath work. So I was like, how can it, like I know breath work. I mean, obviously from Sunday, I knew that breath work could have an impact, but that day there were just so many people that were just like, whoa, like I didn't think I was gonna receive it anymore, and then boom, like it just hit me, like this is what I was looking for, this little thing that just came to me. And people were crying too, people were just letting out emotions, there was just like a beautiful just vibe in the room. Again, reminder again, just breath itself and how powerful it is.
It's a ceremony in itself.
Yeah, ceremony in itself.
Yeah, it was so beautiful. I feel like that was just the icing on top of the cake of everything that already happened to us so far. Like it was just so beautiful to experience that. I just remember just feeling like the energy, like instantly as soon as I started breathing, like it was on the top of my head. So it was just kind of opening up that crown and just kind of letting in all this light that I have already felt like every single night this week, but it just shined like so bright, and I was just able to kind of just release. And I mean, towards the end, I was just feeling so blissful, and I remember just laughing and just feeling so like amazing. And it was just really that icing on top, that cherry on top of the sundae for sure. Like it was just so beautiful. It was so beautiful.
Everybody just had so many great words of wisdom, and they make a lot of sense to me. And just the way that I want to see humanity and the direction that I want it to go. And it makes me really think of the progress that we've been making. A lot of times we feel like, we're like, we live in this world with all these negative things, but we forget that just 200-300 years ago, we were like hanging people or burning people for a specific reason. We've come so far, humanity, and we're at a lower rate than, for like murders, deaths, and stuff than what it used to be. So I can definitely see the flip side of it and see how much we're progressing and how much how much there's that spark of light still in the world, and how we need to respect our light and just take care of it and shine even brighter.
And you guys being here, along with all your other brothers and sisters that were here just this week, get to go back into the world, shine all of your lights, and start to make a difference even more than you were before. So if there's anyone watching that is thinking about coming to Rythmia and they're on the fence, or they're like nervous about something, do you have any advice for them?
Of course. Well, at first, when you look at it, it seems, like you're concerned about money, because you're like, oh, it's kind of pricey. And we decided to come, and we both wanted to come. It was my birthday, and I said, you know what? I've done so many things in my life for my birthdays, and I spend so much money on different things that are just kind of like pointless, or whether it's like, let's go to Vegas and just get like drunk, and nothing good that was really for me. And just all this was priceless. I can't describe it enough. And I'm not a person, we're not people that have extremely amount of money, but it was worth every single penny. The ceremonies, the staff, how friendly, the food that was here, the rooms, the massage, the colonics, the classes. It was overwhelmingly in a good way. Like it was just beautifully set up. It was very thought out, and I see this as such a huge investment in myself and in my development. If you're thinking about it, I would say save up. Like we spend so much money on nonsense, on all these things that we really don't need. We have so many things that we don't need, and it was worth it, everything.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, to have this type of experience where you can really just kind of reconnect with your soul and just see your purpose in life, and then it just kind of shines the light on the things that should be important in your life and the things that maybe you just need to let go or just no longer serve you at this point. And I just feel like, it is just so important to dedicate your time and, even in your money to, for this self-development, and this, this is called a Life Advancement Center for a reason, and it's just the experience you're going to get from it is just literally, it is the most beautiful, priceless experience you'll ever, have in your life. And I just feel like it is
Whole new
definitely worth
meaning
it.
Yeah.
for vacation,
It's like,
right?
yeah, it's like
Right.
that self-care to just say like, all these things that you learn, and it's gonna make your life so much easier letting go of it. 'Cause it's so much easier. It's easy to say like, I'll just read about it, and I've been doing a lot of reading on it. But to really drill it in and just say like, whoa, like okay, let me take all these things that I've learned and then really apply them for me and then put in the work, because it's still gonna be work. I think you guys say a lot like this is just 50% of the work. Like you still need to go back and really feel disciplined, but it kind of builds on that discipline and like really say, okay, this is what I really want to do, and I have the willpower to do it. I have the power within me, so I choose to do this from now on. And it's about letting go of a lot of things that no longer serve you, a lot of agreements that you have made with yourself that, for them, you say thank you to them. You served me at one particular time in my life, and now I can let you go, and I can reintroduce things that I want to have within me.
Yeah, I just cannot say like enough like how grateful I am to have gone through this experience, and the Rythmia staff was just so amazing, and Jerry's just so amazing for putting this together for everybody. I can see just how much it's changed my life, how much it's changed your life. I mean, and everybody else that have all their experiences here, how much it's changed their lives. And it's just so beautiful, and I just feel so grateful to have this experience. Like I feel like this was just something that my soul was calling for. Like I just had this calling, and sometimes you might feel you may never be ready, but and your soul will call you and let you know that you are ready, and just to kind of just make that move and just take that action in place, even if you're kind of on the fence about it. Like it is just so worth it. Like I feel like I'm just kind of like at that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow right now. Like I reached like that. Like this is what the meaning of life is. This is like, I have so much potential. Like I feel like, coming into this, I really just want to become the best version of myself. And I feel like that was definitely revealed to me, like in all this week in a different way. And I'm still just getting all these beautiful messages and downloads and just all that. I'm just so excited to go back home and to express my love and gratitude for my family and my friends, and just to let them know like this amazing journey that I've had, and just to really change my life and just really become that best version, that potential that I always knew I had within me, and now to finally just put it out and just spread this love and peace and awareness. And I feel like plant medicine definitely just helped me just in such a short amount of time. Like literally just feels like 10 and just so many years of therapy.
I've done a lot of research on the subject, and I have access to like good data on psilocybin, ayahuasca, and all these things, and the evidence is there, and it made me feel comfortable knowing how the dynamic of it, how it works, just because but at the end of the day, I also understand that we don't understand everything, and there's a true spirit behind this medicine. And it has the specific prescription for you.
Intelligent.
It's a concentrated dose of nature is what they call it. And it's true, it gives you what you need to see. And I don't know what else to say. Like I kept telling myself, I don't know how to be any more clear with you, but this is where you have to be.
And that's who you guys are, back to your true, authentic, childlike selves. And so thank you guys so much for sharing this week with us, for sharing your story, and I hope that we get to see you guys again, maybe like a yearly reboot or something.
I would be amazing. Yeah,
I want to bring my mom.
I want to bring my family. I just want to tell everybody that I love like so much to come here. If you're looking for a change, like if you're not ready for it at this time, that's okay. But I just feel like if any of this resonates with you, just please just go with your intuition and just make that. And I feel like this is going to be the best decision you've ever made in your life. Like it really has changed my life forever for the best, and I'm just so excited I just feel so alive and so free and just so blissful and just just so positive, and it's just such a beautiful feeling.
I was surprised that there was whole families here. Like there was a daughter, mother, father, like and a brother and her husband, and they're all here doing this together. You know, it's like let go of the misconception of what somebody else has told you about what something is, and do it like that. Don Miguel says in the fifth agreement, be skeptical but learn to listen. He's like, listen to what these people, our ancestors, like these tribes have done this for thousands of years, and it's been pure medicine. And all of a sudden, like somebody tells you, no, that's not good. Like, don't believe everything you hear and say. Like, so do your own research and look it up, and just trust as well.
And if you're being called to it, just come. Come give it a try. Have some faith and get some transformation.
Yeah, there are some people that were not going to do the plant medicine. They just came there like, okay, well, I'm going to the resort. And they ended up, okay, they built up the courage and they did it. And they're like, yeah.
That's why they came. They were called here. So
yeah, I'm so grateful that you're here on this journey with me. Like, I just feel like this has changed our relationship forever. And
yeah, so coming as a couple, that you mentioned that there were families here, but there were a lot of couples here.
Yeah, there's a lot of couples.
And then there
are
are
so beautiful.
from the ages of 18 all the way to like in their 70s.
Yeah.
So it's the people from all over, all walks of life. And so I know we have a LGBT week coming up in 2 weeks, and so something for everyone here. Yeah. So if you're thinking about coming, you can call this number. You can check out the Rythmia website, and we can't wait to see you. So let's see if there's any other questions that popped up. I will be there in the spring. Perfect. Hi, Christian. Thank you guys all for joining us. We will be back next Saturday again for another I Got My Miracle. And until then, you guys have a blessed week. And thank you guys again.
Thank you so
much.
much.
You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, bye guys.